Hey, I'm Megan Durham and I'm super excited to film this video today. Some of you have already seen the trailer for my book, The Underneath, that I'm currently crowdfunding on Inkshares. And today I just wanted to film a video kind of introducing that book and telling you how it's come to be and what's going on and what will happen in the future if you deign to go follow me on Inkshares or even pre-order the book. So, I started writing this not long ago at all. It actually came to me via a Geek and Sundry contest. Geek and Sundry contest. They had a hard science fiction contest partnered with Inkshares a few months ago, and I decided to get right on board, and I had no idea about hard science fiction at all. I've written science fiction and some fantasy and contemporary fantasy, but as far as hard science fiction, that seemed a little too hardcore for me. I'm a very much a right brain creative person, so getting science right was always too much pressure for me. But I decided to give it a shot, and unfortunately I realized after I'd started the book that there were 3 days left in the contest. So obviously I didn't win that contest, but I decided to keep writing. I changed the genre to science fiction to get some of that pressure off of me. But I still wanted to kind of stay true to scientific principles that are true in today's world. So The Underneath actually takes place 500 years in the future, which gives me some liberties to take as far as maintaining realism. But I wanted to use scientific ideas that we're considering and scientists are now considering today, or will consider, or are researching, or things that we have theories about, and not things that are so out there that you generally see on some more Star Trek, Star Wars kind of thing. I love Star Trek, I love Star Wars, I love Star Wars, but I wanted it to be a little bit more believable. So the first thing I focused on as far as science was climate change. I mean, that's one of the biggest issues facing the world today. And so I decided to fast forward 500 years. Where's the world at? Where's it going now? And where are we as a society? And so climate change was the first thing I considered. And so I basically built a world that is, for the most part, uninhabitable for humans, at least for us. But I didn't want to be so dark and so dreary and focus on the bad. I wanted to build something as sort of a hope, create some hope. And so I came up with the idea that we as humans, we have some very smart, some very creative people working on some, doing work that is pushing the boundaries of the limits of our knowledge today and increasing all of human knowledge, like increasing the circle that we live in, that is everything that we know. And so I took some ideas such as genetic engineering. I took some ideas we have in medicine, the advancements we made in the past century medically, and adding 500 years ago, what kind of advancements can we make? Genetic engineering was a main one. The idea of evolution as a concept, and the idea of artificially evolving an entire species to make it so that humanity can survive even if it's different than what we know today. They're not the same they've been. And so they've been evolved, made better, I guess, superior. And so basically, the smartest of humankind work together to build a new kind of race of humans to advance the species, and make and so we could survive even though the planet's becoming increasingly hostile. And that's kind of the world I built, and that's kind of the backdrop of the information that I have. Now, so what I've created is not a new species. They're still humans, but a new subspecies. I've called them Homo sapiens superiores. And that's basically the next step up for humanity. It went from Homo sapiens sapiens, which is us, and Homo sapiens sapiens, they're just called sapiens in this world. They still exist in their own little reservations, in their little pockets of the world. And that's another issue that I'm exploring, is how, not only how to make humanity able to survive in increasingly hostile environments, but how to manufacture environments where we could survive in a hostile world. And so I've kind of integrated those two ideas into this one story. And so how do these two groups of people, the ones that can survive in the world, that have taken over the world, that have, advanced civilization even farther than what we ever could, and the ones who live in their own corners of the world where they can't really go anywhere without assistance. They just live in their own societies with more primitive technology, and by primitive I mean, they still have the technology of today's and even a little bit more advanced, but not as advanced as the rest of the world. And so in the backdrop of my stories, these two societies don't really interact any at all. And so what I wanted to do is to sort of make them collide dramatically. And it's a big project. I mean, it's far bigger. Probably I might be taking on too much, but I just fell in love with this idea right as soon as I got it. As soon as I came up with this, I just started writing, and I fell in love, and I fell in love with the characters I was building. My two main characters are Freya and Chris, and they are, I think I wanted to make them unique in the world of science fiction. I didn't want to go too cliche, although there might be a little cliche. I mean, there's nothing original anymore, but I wanted to do something different. You have Freya, and I know the thing that a lot of authors want to do and a lot of writers want to do, and what I want to do a lot with our lead female characters, is make them really strong, fighters, warriors, just to sort of break the mold for women. And what I've done with Freya is made her very much an intellectual person, despite the fact that she is a police officer. She can fight, but she'd much rather use her brains than her brawn. She is a very, very intelligent person. She's got genius level intellect, almost psychic. In fact, some people mistakenly think she is psychic just because she is so smart. And then you've got Chris, who I've looked into kind of breaking the mold of masculinity, melding together traditional ideas of femininity and masculinity into one person, and sort of exploring that in Chris. I love his character, and you'll see more about what I mean if you read the first 3 chapters, which are now online on Inkshares. Again, I'll post a link in the description. And so I am just loving this idea, and I just wanted to share more of what I'm doing with a broader community. Right now I only have 3 chapters up, and so I haven't really gotten that far into the story. Chapter 4 is where it really starts going, and so I want to post that on Monday. This Monday, I don't know, this following Monday. It's August 4th right now. So, yeah, please read it. Again, I'll post the link down below. But what Inkshares is and what it does is it's basically doubles as a crowdfunding resource for authors and a publisher. And the rules are you basically create your story, you build a following, you get people to pre-order your book. And once you get 250 pre-orders, they'll put you in their quill collection, and so they'll actually publish your book. It's a limited kind of publishing collection where they have some editing, some distribution, but it's not the total, all the bells and whistles of a major publisher. If you sell 750 pre-orders during the funding period, that's when they'll go all out in publishing your book. They'll get your editors, marketers, distributors, everything will get going so that this book, The Underneath, can be put on shelves in brick and mortar stores, can be, ranked high on Amazon so that people know about it and fall in love with the characters in the world just as I have. And so my request for you would be to go check this book out on Inkshares. You can read the first 3 chapters now. Hopefully by the time you're watching this, if you're watching this on Monday, you might be able to read 4 or more chapters. You can follow it on Inkshares. I'll post updates, both chapters and updates about how it's going, some little background information about the series, as well as other funding updates, any special giveaways I'm doing or events that I'm doing online that you want to be informed of. And if you want to help me reach my goal, you can actually pre-order the book online. My funding period runs till Christmas, and it costs $10 to pre-order an ebook, $20 if you want to pre-order a paperback book. And if for whatever reason The Underneath does not reach its funding goal by Christmas, does not sell 250 copies, you will get that money back. It is so in that way that kind of takes care of some of the risk involved. But I really hope you consider pre-ordering and sharing this with your friends, because I really think if you're into science fiction and you want to see more diversity in the characters in science fiction and fantasy, and read a book that kind of delves into issues of humanity and the future and science and where we're going, I think this is a project that I'm undertaking that will go into all that, and that you'll definitely enjoy, or at least I hope you'll enjoy, because I so far have really enjoyed writing it. So I think that's all I have for introducing you to this book. I am sorry I've taken so long, but I just wanted to get out all these details. And again, the link to the book is down below, and I really hope you enjoy it and follow it and pre-order. Thank you.